Hello everyone. Today we are going to read the first poem of Flamingo, and the name of the poem is My Mother at 66. This poem is written by Kamla Das, and this is a very beautiful and heart-touching poem, and it is finest example of human bonding, especially that of a mother and a daughter. So now let's start the poem. The poet is saying, driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doors open mouth, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain. So the poet is saying that the poet had actually gone to visit her parents' home. And on Friday morning, she was returning from her parents' home. And on her way to the airport, she noticed her mother sleeping beside her in the car. And she was dozing with her mouth open, and her face is looking like pale and lifeless like that of a corpse. And when the poet saw all this, she was pained. In this paragraph, the poetic devices used are simile in the line ashen like that of a corpse. In this line, the poet has used simile because the face of her mother is compared with that of a corpse. The poet has used the word like, and in simile we use the words like. And second poetic device used in this paragraph is assonance. What is assonance? Assonance means use of vowel sound O. See the line, to Cochin last Friday morning. Here the vowel O has been repeated. To, we have used the word vowel O, Cochin O, then morning O, and similar case is there in doors open mouth. Here also the poet has used the poetic device assonance because again vowel O has been repeated in each word. Doors open mouth. In all these three words, the poet has used the vowel O. So now let's move to the second paragraph. That she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. In these lines, the poet was alarmed by the sudden realization that her mother had grown old. The poet said, see, realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. So the poet realized that her mother had grown old, and it was a reality. But she found it hard to accept. It was a reality that her mother had grown old, but it was very difficult for the poet to accept this reality. So what did the poet do? She was pained to see her mother like this, and just to take her attention away from that, she looked outside the car. Okay? The poet wanted to divert her attention from that thought. So what did he do? He started looking outside the car. Because the car was moving, the young trees appeared to be running in the opposite direction. You all know, when the car is moving, so when we looked outside, it appears as if the trees are running in the opposite direction. She also saw a group of children rushing out of their home to play. See, there it is written, the merry children spilling out of their home. So she also saw a group of children who are rushing out of their homes to play. And all these things were full of life and energy contrary to her mother. Her mother's face is looking lifeless, but the trees printing, merry children spilling, all these things all these things were full of life and energy. So in these lines, the poet has used the poetic device imagery. See, when the poet says trees printing, merry children spilling, he has used the images. Okay, now let us move to the next line. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, wan, pale as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma," and all I did was smile and smile and smile. Okay, see the lines. But after the airport security check, see, the poet want to divert her attention. So what did she do? She started looking out of the car, and she saw the young children and trees. They were the trees. They were sprinting, and the children, they were rushing out of their houses to play in the playground. And the young children and the trees were able to divert her thought away. These things were able to divert her thought away. But after reaching the airport and after passing through the security check, see, the poet had written, but after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, after the security check, the poet again looks at her mother. Again, I looked again at her. The poet looked again at her mother, wan, pale as a late winter's moon, and felt old familiar ache. The poet again looks at her mother, who was standing a few yards away from her, जो कुछ दूरी पर poet से थी. Her mother face again was looking lifeless and dull like a late winter's moon. Wan means weak, pale means lifeless. Her face, her mother's face, it was looking very weak and lifeless, and it is looking just like a late winter's moon, which cannot be seen clearly because of mist and fog. What happened? Winter moon कैसा होता है? How it looks? Winter moon is not shiny. ठीक है? It does not show any shine. In the same way, her mother's face has also lost her youth and shine. So that's why the poet has compared her mother's face with late winter's moon. And in these lines, again the poet has used simile as a late winter moon. The poet has compared her mother's face with winter's moon, late winter's moon. So here again the poet has used simile. Poetic device simile is used in these lines. And felt that old familiar ache, my childhood fear, but all I said was, "See you soon, Amma." So once again she was pained to see her mother in this condition. ठीक है? As she was going away and leaving her mother, her old familiar ache, and what was that ache? Her childhood fear that she would lose her mother suddenly became alive. Actually, as a child, she could not bear the pain of separating from her mother. And same ache, same pain, now she was experiencing. But she tried to hide her emotions behind her smile. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma," and all I did was smile and smile and smile. So the poet tried to hide her emotions, as she did not want to reveal her feelings to her mother, that I am pained to see her in this condition. She didn't want to express, she didn't want to show this feeling to her mother. So what did she do? She only smiled and bid her farewell with a smile. She gave hope to her mother and herself, that by saying that They would meet again, and she kept smiling, smiling, smiling. So, in these lines, the poet has used the poetic device repetition. See, the poet has used the word smile, smile, smile. So, it is repetition of the same word. So, in these lines, the poet has used the poetic device repetition. With this, the poem is complete, and I hope it is clear to all of you.